That's a pyro sizzler right there. Just get to work on it. Make it frizzle. Nice crackle. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. The wire claw looks like it's strong enough to pull down a gate, but you just need to aim straight, shoot. The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. Anybody home?
Sibi? Sibi? Get a work. Thinking.
He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He sees strength in you like no one else, but if fight is all you do, he can't stand by you. He recognizes the strength of a good argument and agrees it's for the best. He'll give up the fort to you. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. He'll leave it up to you. Thinks it's a good gesture to offer support to others. And with that, you're spinning your own fate, good or bad, never to be undone. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He's gotten news that the other tribes have realized there are no winners in this war. There's no purpose in antagonism. The way he sees it is that you've been forced into opposition. Your tribe didn't start the war, but it's fallen to you to end it. It's clear your efforts have been successful. There's light at the end of the tunnel. The tribes are tired of war and will remember the one who brought them peace, whether you decide it'll be now or later. So, do you want to end the war now or continue the crusade? He agrees. Better save your energy for something meaningful.
Mali Arunu, Matua,
He
Ikofi.
says you It's like a whole different world down here.
Cosata ghetto.
Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand.
Ba loyalo.
The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war.
Yowotoloa.
He thought someone with your light perspective and key would have had different priorities and faced the World Eaters before resolving the tribe war.
Toledrea ya maoloa.
Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over.
Ba loyalo.
Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough.
Toledrea ya maoloa.
You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater.
Kutuvun poputore.
The future depends on someone with a light perspective to give the world a chance to survive.
Ticamaperna.
Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end.
Do wovu.
Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet.
Mayani.
He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately, he's had urgent news from his friend Wiz in the northwest.
Ticamaperna.
He's unsure about your intentions, but hopes you'll support Wiz.
Mayani.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Wiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next.
Mpa. Wherefore? Where?
Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Iboda Kilmok.
He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Ewe bobuye.
He's happy to help.
Taimis.
As it always feels like it's about to rain. The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for Wiz while you're here. Let's see. Look at the notices on that board. No one paid much attention to them, it looks like. Wiz should be around here somewhere, probably taking care of his guppos. A Surge Surf Factory was one of the... The thicker the surf became with goo, the more the machinery clogged up and stopped working. Like most things from the bygone. There are sure to be more tracks around here. Maybe by... Wooz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Wiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod. Wiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Wiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier. It was a tragedy, but also sad that you chose to leave. It's a miracle you made it on the outside on your own. That land is harsh, they say. Wiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Lupa Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course. Ultimately, it's your choice. You were the one to be wronged and have lived with the consequences. He believes in consequence as it's a direct result of action.
That's so bright!
Seriously?
You just don't want to...
Dark is...
Lie to yourself all you like, darling.
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decision? Maybe that's true for you, but he's not so sure about his own fate. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Impressed that you fought so hard to keep the world spinning. Says you're smart to join the Ankati. He likes how they manage to make so much out of so little. Meeting challenges is what makes us stronger. The harder something is to do, the more important it can be. But that's not nearly as important as this. Wiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths, but there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-go-in. He can't leave the Surge Station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up Mecha Fingro in the Mecha Stadium that still has one stuck on its back. It's definitely made to lend a helping hand and do the heavy lifting. Toxanol records mention it as an automaton made for moving bionucleus matter into storage areas. Resting. Time to get to it. An old home. Could be something to it. You're fading. Fate is funny that way, but it won't always make you laugh. You've got more than a flesh wound. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecha Stadium is near here. You need to believe. Locked, but good. Bolted shut. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. That's too much distress. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. A pause place. Probably cleaned out, but you never know. He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick. Well, he means slick as in greasy, so you can lube the hinges of the lid. He can't argue against the fact your fur's shiny. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler, the Merc Puffin. Wiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails. Totem. Legend has it that activating the four of them together will form a band of your aura in the sky. Best part of a mount? No need to refuel. You found Snodesburg. Such a neat village. Keep hauling yourself into the air. Best part of this ride is it runs on green stuff. That's Punchy's place up in that little blimp. No better upgrade bench around. Let's see. You've reached the end of the line. Bet you can find Choo Choo here.
Pasata konto pa.
Let's see. That looks like the control box handles need to be wheeled to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. Feels good on you? Better than nothing. The hours fly by in the dark. You need to swivel the Globus's bearings. You need to swivel the Globus's bearings. You need to swivel the Globus's bearings. Choo-Choo knew you would make it to him one day. All you had to do was follow the steel path. The rails might be getting rusty, but eventually they all converge on him. Wonders who doesn't like rules or rails. They keep you on the straight and narrow and bring you right where you belong. Says you followed the rails to where you need to be, but tracks have switches in them too. The question is then, will you keep on the same track or look for a way to hit that switch? You seem like you're on the right track already. He just hopes you don't get sidetracked onto a darker path. Whichever way you go, he wants you to know that the rails never steer you wrong. Stick to them and they always bring you right to where you're meant to be. Wants to know if you've ever regretted taking one track in life instead of another. If you could go back, would you switch tracks or keep chugging along the one you're on? Thinks everyone has. No one's perfect every time. Seems like the world came out of its rut and is chugging toward higher ground again. Can't thank you enough for hitting the brakes and working to turn the world chug around. Likes that you landed with the Ankati. Loves the way they dress. Those goggles are perfect for riding the rails. Supposes so, but they work great on chugs too. But let's not get derailed. Says he's surprised to see anyone this far out, but sometimes the wrong train does take you to the right station. As you can see, he didn't plan to make a stop here, but now that he had to, he's really happy to see you. He says his name is Choo-Choo. He's been off track since the world started dying, but he's trained his mind to stay positive regardless of the situation. Says sometimes life runs off the rails, but it's always better when they're good and greased. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them yourself. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get back on track. Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front chugger-chugger out there. The challenge is taking them off, so he's happy you're here to do it for him. Says he knew you would, like he knows the way the rails run. Wonder where we can get some ride shoes for the mount. This is a chug depot. Might be able to catch a chugger here. The Wingnut Chug Tunnel. It goes on forever. Night is the time to take care of business. Choo Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart, in case of emergency. Yes, for something catastrophic, like something squeaky in need of greasing or an ointment to ease the pain in these dark times in general. Choo Choo says you should help yourself to the grease sprinkler. It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so don't let it go to waste. He's convinced you'll put it to good use, as there are lots of stuckies out there that need greasing to open. Says there's no better person to use it. Glad the rails led you right here.
Love to see you shine on.
No one likes Perky. Perky's so uncool.
The night may be cool, but you sure ain't.
I am too cool.
If you have to tell people you're cool, you're not.
Choo Choo says he can't wait to get out of this place. Understands you have things to do. You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo Choo has no use for it now. Choo Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like you did for him. He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place. He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself. Figures everyone chooses their own path. The longer you ride the rails, though, the easier it is to travel with friends. Choo Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chug that thing must be, and no rails needed. Needs no rails, no roads, nothing but air. The world's on the mend, so no need to leave it. But just think of all the places the Ark could take you. Says he's happy to see the Ark in your hands. Knows you'll go great places with it and do some good. Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go...
But you know you can't go on without...
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company.
After spending a life on the rails, he's eager to ride the skies with you. Just let him pack his rollerboard, and he'll roll aboard. Choo Choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Understands you have other places you need to. Asks you not. Choo Choo says,